comprehension increases with that graphic organizer. So the graphic organizer is her accommodation, so we're going to make sure we list that on accommodations. What else can she do?
She's able to summarize stories.
She can summarize.
She can follow along with all the daily lessons.
Okay, so is there a TEK that says she has to follow along? There isn't, so when we look at that, that might be something that's more of a functional strength. But it's definitely a strength that she can follow along, because some kids can't follow along. What else can she do?
She can inference.
She can inference. What else?
Is this just reading?
There's some math information.
Oh, I didn't know if you were asking for reading.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about math? What can she do in math?
She can identify correct operations to solve word problems.
So she knows what operations she needs to use.
And she can solve problems using manipulation.
She can solve problems using manipulatives. Now, when we say these strengths and needs are these strengths need to be TEK based, there are absolutely TEKs that say model and then give whatever it needs they need to do with a model. So using those manipulatives is part of the TEK. So that's absolutely a TEK. But we also want to probably add that in accommodations that she needs math manipulatives when she's solving problems. Any other academic strengths that we saw? She can do computations in isolation. We stick them in a word problem and it says she has some trouble, but on her own she can add, subtract, multiply, divide, or do whatever it is we need her to do. Okay, so what needs did we see? She's a 7th grader and she's 2 years below on reading level. What else?
Struggles with multiple steps.
Multiple steps. She has trouble doing multiple step problems.
Has difficulty taking notes.
Okay, so again, that's what I'm going to say. Is there a TEK that says she has to take notes?
Functional.
That's going to be more of that functional. But it's definitely a need. You need to take notes. How about behaviorally? What can she do behaviorally? Or can't do? Let's hit strengths and needs with behavior.
Organized.
She's, okay, so is being organized a behavior or a function? To be able to progress through school, we're going to say being organized is that functional part. Because behavior, it might affect her behavior, but it's not a behavior to be unorganized.
When she's giving an assignment, she will sit quietly, but she'll draw instead of do the
So
assignment.
she's not on task.
Not on task.
Okay? What else?
Again, it's off task, but she's social, but is easily redirected.
We have a girl that talks a lot. She's a middle schooler, right? But we can go and tell her like, hey Jenny, you need to stop, be quiet. We can give her a verbal cue, probably a visual cue, and she's gonna stop talking because she wants to please her teachers. So we have all these strengths and needs. So when we're starting to write our PLAF, these are all the things we think of when we think of our kiddo. So we're gonna list those TEK-based strengths and TEK-based needs.